Hi guys. We are on. Let's position this. Well, yeah, keep relaxed. Yeah. So while you are tuning in, we are worshiping with Sipongwenya. Yeah, we are worshiping with Sipongwenya. We're gonna talk about my experience when I was a Mamuruti. You know, and what I saw, what I went through, what I've learned, why I quitted. Yeah, so we're just gonna worship Sipongwenya. While you are tuning in, this is my favorite song, by the way. This song helped me when I was going through whatever I was going through. It helped me. It's one of the things that helped me to worship in my heart. And I am where I am because of the music. He's my friend. He's a South African. He's a worshiper. Let's just worship a little bit. Just a little bit. Yes, Lord. I'm trying to do the volume. So we are chilled. We're gonna talk, Baba. We're gonna talk. I think I'm going to the experience that I had, and it will help somebody out there. It's time that I get to just this part, you know, because mainly my story has been all about what was happening, you know, about the abuse, and only, you know, it was just there about that, you know. But now I want to break into pieces, you know, what I went through, not necessarily everything in details, but what mainly God has done at the same time. That is my focus, and that is coming into my spirit to help somebody there. For the role I played, because it was all about what happened. Now it's been years I spoke about that, and some of you don't even know. You know, I will introduce myself after the worship. Yes. Yes, Jesus. Woo! You win, Jehovah. Yes, been Flagazi, Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Prof. Ito Chabalala. Thank you guys for coming in. Apostle Paris. Thank you so much. Yes! Woo! Enter mom. Ebo. Yes, Lord. Regardless. Yes. Bayete. Woo! Oh, Muruti Tumelo. Oh, thank you, my friend, for tuning in. Yes, experience yaga and how it was like to live Limuruti or willing or an ex-cultist. I won't go deep into a cultist bit, but the falling parts, that is where I'm gonna dwell mainly on. And the science cultist, you know, and how it was like, and how I thank God that I'm here today, and how God has delivered me and saved me and covered me and protect me till today. That is why I want to appreciate God with that story of mine, to help one Mamuruti somewhere there. She might be going through that, they might be going through that, even any woman. Yeah. Yes, Lord. Go now. Yeah. Thank you, Cindy Sile. Ow, thank you, my friend, for tuning in. Thank you, my friends. Bye. Yes, Lord. Yes, Jesus. Oh, thank you, Shoki, my friend. Oh, Batoon. Thank you, my love. Yeah, wow. Please tell me where you are watching from. I'm in England. My name is Jacqueline Sichele. Some they call me evangelist. Thank you, my friend, for reminding me. But my name is Jacqueline Sichele in general, or Rapalani. Yeah, so I'm not gonna take more of your time. I'm just gonna go straight to the point. What I have experienced, and as an ex-Mamuruti, as a woman who was married to a pastor. Hi, Gloria. You are in Joburg. Oh, wow, Josie. Hi. Chai. Yes. Yes, Jesus. Woo. Woo! Hey, that part, Basalwan. When I'm better man, that you on Google. Hey, Jesus! Woo! Hey God, oh my God, sorry guys. Woo! Nice, Jesus. Right? Hallelujah! Jesus! Whoa! Legacy! Hallelujah! Glory to Jesus! Siyabonga! Riyalebuka Mudimo anokhodi! Woo! Mudimo philang man! Hey! Re rapela Mudimo philang bazalwane! Anyway, guys, I'm gonna just repeat this and re tlo dlala slow. I mean low, because now I'm gonna talk. Go to the oh Landy, oh sweetheart. Thank you, my darlings, for tuning in. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Reklobua, yeah, Reklobua, and Ketlodlala Muruti Sipongwenya, but very low, because now we're gonna talk. Yeah. Yeah, bo. Woo. Hallelujah. Hey, Jesus. Yeah, we appreciate him. Today I'm an appreciator, and I'm really sorry. We started late. Yeah, so Bazalwane, since I introduced myself, Yeah, I am based in England, Tikili, South African, and I'm coming from Joburg. Originally, I am a Hirschfeld from Botswana. My grandmother, she's from Hirschfeld, the German Jew. What else you want to know about me? My father. My grandfather ke Sechele Khari the second Fiko Botswana Molepolole. So originally re tswa Molepolole. So that's briefly how I can explain, I mean, give you the background, who am I. Yeah, and the rest they stay like that. So bazalwane, let's go to the details. Yeah, when I was that time Mamuruti, I want to tell you the honest truth from the beginning. I never felt it. I never felt that thing ya go ba mamuruti nna. And whatever that I'm gonna say here, bazalwane, somebody might say, "Hare batla utlwa the other side of the story." Let me tell you. I'm legally protected because I've got all those people babanangli idea, yeah, how the court works. A court order about everything that has happened to me, because I've had an encounter bazalwane ke tlo bua le ka baruti, rejection ya baruti, what I went through, how this thing of motho of owileng the spirit ya gage e etsa gore everybody a behave almost the same like him in the house. So like babang tlabe, what hurted me that time was that even recently or some of the times not long ago, not recently per se, ke kile ka utlwa moruto mo ona le close le nna a bua something like a rera, and then aba mention gore sometimes we need to hear the other side of the story. Let me tell you the legality of my story, that I can stand anywhere in this world, but with the wisdom of God, you will never hear me mentioning the ex father of my kids, the ex pastor who was married to me. The reason, because I'm using wisdom, and that is for the reason, and it's not about the kids. No. It's just in me, like probably it's not the right time or whatever, but I wouldn't mind. Yeah, some people, they know him in Carltonville, they know him, so really some of the time it's not about him anyway, because I will explain to you today why it was so easy for me to forgive. Anyway, Jackie, be in order. Yeah, ke khalimela yana ke tla back yana. So mruti wa barela utlwa gore no, let sometimes we do the other side. Yeah, it's good to hear the other side of the story. I'm not against that, but I knew gore ona bua ka story saka, because they never had my ex I buella yena. You know, they never had him, but legally, so I've got a court order, I still have it. And there are some things, little things, because my eldest son works a law, so there are some little things that he explained out of the language of court to me. For mom, how extent is your court order? Because everything what happened to me, it was discussed in court, and it was there, my statement and everything, his statement, whoever statement. So I have that. And whatever the kind of abuse I went through, some of the things, though the language, they never understand the court, because it was so spiritual. I never bother. For some reason, I was just talking what I experienced. Okay, straight to the point. As an ex Mamuruti, I thank you Tamzo, thank you Ntabele, thank you guys for tuning in, and those who will tune in. So I never felt it, bazalwane. The reason being that when somebody has targeted you or has been sent in your life, it's like you are vulnerable to everything at that time. And you vulnerable to everything at that time. What I mean is that vulnerable to abuse, vulnerable to be discredited, vulnerable to be belittled, vulnerable to be made feel inferior. You know, greetings, our Melton, long time, my friend. Yeah, so greetings to you too. So, as an ex Mamuruti, to those who don't know Mamuruti is a woman who's married to a pastor or any servant or man of God. We call them Mamuruti. So, I was married to a pastor. So, and I never felt it. And what I experienced mainly, it was more not into the physical from the beginning. It was more into the physical. When you are married to, because of time, let me just go straight to the topic of all my posters about what I will tell you about being an ex-Mamuruti. When you are already a Mamuruti, experiencing or being with Mamuruti or pastor or whoever who already is no longer with the Lord, the first thing that is happening to you, you suffocate spiritually. You suffocate spiritually. Why I go straight to the spiritual bit is because the cult or the mission of that person or the demons that are influencing that person, they make sure that no one will raise up the head or the banner of the glory of God in that home, in that marriage. Nobody will carry the proper mandate of Christ in that. So they start with the not psychology. Psychologically, believe you me, that's nothing. That's nugget for the mission of the person who has fallen, fallen pastor in that marriage. As for you, you are targeted in the spiritual. All those things are a little bit physically, spiritually. Physically, psychologically. They are just little things. The main thing, they deal with the spiritual. The main thing, they deal with the spiritual, because they know once one of you is rising up and one of you is still holding on to the Lord, then the mission is not gonna be accomplished. And believe you me, the mission is I am a friend, Tabang. So the mission is so massive, Bazalwane. Let me tell you the danger of Mamuruti that are not standing up for the truth of Christ while they are still in there, because you are in the mission already yourself. Once you are going through an experience or exposure of a pastor who has fallen, and you are still married to that pastor, let me tell you, it's a calling already. It's a calling already. So by pampering it, you are endangering yourself and the very same person, which means you are causing more damage because you are more alert than him. That is where the forgiveness part will come in. You are more alert than him. And the understanding of why you have to forgive that person, it comes in there. So when they deal with the spiritual person within that mission that they want to accomplish, because it's a mission, these demons, they want to destroy. They know that, okay, it's either you're going to be part of it, and once you are part of it, they've already won another soul in their kingdom. So he will try by all means to initiate you in that indirectly, because remember, you are one. But my experience was so different, because what I did while that was happening, this is being revealed to me years after, that they were dealing with me spiritually. Number one, they make sure that they initiate you through sex. Yeah. Sex is so powerful, Bazalwane. Very powerful. Very powerful. We all know that. That is why, hence, we have to guard ourselves, like how we carry ourselves when it comes to sexual activities. And when I mean activities, I mean every bit of anything that has to do with sex. Because any other activity, it leads to sexual action, intercourse. I think somebody is understanding me with what is trending now in South Africa. And that is why I'm going to tell you why I don't necessarily stand with Magamu. No, actually, even necessarily, I don't stand with Magamu, because I understand the power and the danger of what he just said. Okay, they initiate you. through sex. That is how they know that they will have you. My experience, bazalwane, let me shock you. I ended up dreaming, being licked by a snake every time in my bed, and I was with him. Yeah, I've been there. You see all these girls that have been talking about right in marriage, bazalwane, right in marriage, being born again by a pastor. By that time he was fallen. He was a backslider at that time. And we are talking about, let me give you the background before I go deep into the snake thing. Let's hold it there. Let me give you the background about the man who was married to me, a pastor who was married to me, the father of my little, gorgeous, beautiful, handsome boys. I love them to bits. Yeah, we'll get to the children. You see me talking about them being handsome. Let me tell you what nearly happened after, when we get to the children part. Okay, the background, he was gifted in an apostolic gift. This man used to go to different churches, and he will plant churches for you in a speedy, fast way that you will be shocked, like, wow. He was gifted in healing. And I will say was, because I don't know where he stands now. You know, I don't know. I don't follow much about him anyway. But here say anyway that he's no longer with the Lord. But that is not me to entertain that. I don't know. I'm not sure. So he was gifted in healing. When he preached, he will preach the word. He will preach the word like never be, like nobody's business. This is the guy that will be called now. Like, we are visiting the church and he will be called now just to greet. But his greeting was so profound in a way that I was learning, by the way, even. Was so profound and precise and short in a way that it will change the environment in that twinkle of an eye. Just to say, bazalwane ke a le dumedisa, ne? I greet you, bazalwane. The background of this man, he was so dedicated in ministry. Yes, I will not go into other personal bits, but that is the background of this man. A pastor who will come to the church, go to any church of you name, Kenyan church, wherever in the UK, he will make an impact until a certain time, whereby now I see the little bit of signs, red flags, like, no man, muto hasali mumudimu, because I'll start babysitting for him spiritually. Before I go to, I know I paused the bit of a snake and how I got delivered from a snake. So he will kind of slowly going down and in prayer. But Mamuruti testifying with me, those that are experiencing a cultist in their homes. Muruti, who was not a pastor, who was not like what you see today. You will testify with me, like, prayer lifestyle is subside. It's getting lesser and lesser. Those are the signs and the red flags that now he's going down. Secondly, he is no longer into saying things that is related or linking to God. What I mean, not between two a man and a woman. No, I'm not talking about that. Saying things like, when we are in the public, when we are with other people, he can easily bored. He's not entertaining, discussing scriptures like before. Neither will he offer to pray like before. I'm talking about when we are with other people. I'm talking about those activities that are linked to what we are supposed to do as the children of God. Because Bible, let everything about us be about Christ. So those things were subsiding. Those were the signs I could see. But what has helped me mainly even today is prayer. So I could easily identify those things in my prayer closet. I could see that. Because he was doing the same. What he was doing when we were with other people, being bored, he was doing in the house. So obviously I can see this way before it gets out. So how much more other stuff? Okay, let's go back to, I gave you a little bit and a little bit background about how did I see that he has backslided, or he is into cult, and he was for me. How can I confirm that he was sent in my life? When we get married, Bazalwane, I don't want to lie to you. I didn't hear God. I was just excited that let me be honest with you. That was my first mistake. That was my first mistake. That was my first mistake, Bazalwane. And to every woman of God, to go back. Sometimes you have to go back and dig like Marwai Mutu Achincha all of the sudden. No, let me tell you, someday they will never be changed in their lives, because some they marry thinking that you will be the one changing you, because they can see prior, I want that lady, because that lady, she walks in fire, she walks in this, and she's dedicated in the. Some they think that you will be used to cleanse off whatever they come in marriage with. And believe you me, it will even take 65 years in your marriage, and then you will still think like you are married to the person that you think they are, only to find they were. 10 years I wasted in that marriage, but I thank God because I've learned from that, and I'm talking to somebody here, I'm helping somebody here, even Lona Baruti that are still married, that are still in the Lord. Please take this and be careful. So I was going back to the snake. Yeah, every time when I was sleeping with him, I knew that it was him. But when I was into a sleep, I will feel a snake. And I will feel a snake in Nega, licking me all the time. Every time I was with that man, either a snake is chasing me, or I dream of snakes all the time. Imagine that 10 years. But I'm not saying every now and then. The last 5 years going down to the divorce route, that's when things were getting worse, because my eyes has been opened by that time. Vividly, clearly, spiritually, so wide open. And I was like dealing with protecting my salvation. I don't know if I make sense. I was not doing it by my efforts, by the way. I just noticed now, like, oh my God, all this time when I was deep and going deep in prayer, I was protecting my salvation. And some of you who are busy criticizing Bazalwane or Baruti ba divorce, be careful. Just listen to my story and you understand why the divorce sometimes is not running away from that you are not longer loved. It's running away that you're gonna die. It's saving your life. Most of the divorce, it's a routine. And how to check why Mamuruti is complaining that the behavior or Muruti is complaining about the behavior the certain behaviors from their partners. You will understand how can Muruti cheat and then she decide to divorce. Hold on, no sister, you have to stay in marriage. Think about it as a child of God. You are not supposed to vote divorce. Let me tell you, you will understand when you are there and don't want to be there. Don't entertain the issue of divorce. Is deeper than you think. That is why you wonder why after divorce Mudimo will use the divorcee so mightily. That is why I'm saying don't get involved. Yes, the scripture says we should not divorce, but leave it to God and those people who have divorced. You don't know. Leave that story to them. They are just giving you the surface of the issue about, we are cheater, hi this. That is just that. But tip, let me go tip. So every time I would be like sleeping with a snake, and sexually, let me tell you, spiritually, I would say I was sleeping with a snake. I would say spiritually. Why I'm saying that? Because physically, when we were sleeping as a man and a woman, doing that act of a man and a woman having sex, I will feel nothing, Bazalwane. And that is where they were dealing with my spiritual thing, my spiritual area. so that they destroy it in a way that I don't fancy anything. I get used to that thing of sleeping with a snake. Yes, sleeping with a snake. So I get used to that. So that when it happens now, in a vividly, clearly, so that I don't get shocked, because already I'm experiencing it. Then physically, I will feel nothing. And I ended up even hating sex in marriage. In marriage. So those of you who has partners that don't want to sleep with you, either it is what they have agreed with, whatever cult, the part of cult that they have agreed to sacrifice in their marriage for, like maybe it might be that sex bit, like they should not sleep with their partner. There are those baruti that will close their rooms, and no one is entering in their rooms, only them. Whatever the activities that are happening in there is between them and whatever. Or there are these barutis that will always be with the women that they are sleeping with, but they don't sleep with the wife. I'm talking to somebody here. Mamuruti omongwe somewhere, somehow, the pastor's wife understand what I'm talking about. You are dry, you are hungry for sex, but you don't get it because you are a woman. You cannot just go out there and you are trying so hard to protect semelo, the status of being a mamuruti, of being a pastor's wife. That is why you cannot talk about the starvation of sex in your life. And also you are thinking of the congregation. There are so many issues that keeps pastors' wives that their pastors are fallen. There are so many things that keeps them in that kind of scenario, or that kind of setup in their marriages. So in my case, it was like he has to do it, but in a way that somehow there was no enjoyment. There was no, to be honest with you, I don't even want to go deep with that personally, that because there was nothing Bazalwane. I couldn't feel nothing, because after intercourse he will just face the other side. That was annoying me. Like, why you do that? I need a cuddle, and I need to be loved. I need a small kiss here. I need you to affirm with you that you have enjoyed this. And I mean, listen, you are talking about Ntombazana who has been from Assemblies of God, who has just been focused into serving the Lord and all that. You are talking about Ntombazana who through it all, keeping herself for the man who's coming to marry her. You understand? After being born again. So I need Baruti, Bomamuruti need you to put them in their shoulder, those big muscle shoulders, even now Nalemukaba, but at least the shoulders, the chest is flat. We want to put our head there after sex. We want you to enjoy the smell of the environment of that time. You understand what I'm talking about? Not to make somebody feel like they are dirty, they are smelly and whatever. No, Basalvan. No. That was what I went through. I felt so dirty every time after sex. And every time when he looked at the other side, I could feel and I could sense that strange presence. That is why I'm saying it was spiritually so. I'm going to the bit. Why you are saying, Jakey, that you were sleeping with a snake spiritually? One day I used to have a problem with my back. Like, my back will always be painful in that marriage. And for some reason, when they put this in plan, the kingdom of darkness, or the cult society, they make sure that you are kept in the dark. Yes, you are a child of God. Yes, you are. I think somebody's trying to get inside the house. Hold on, Bazalwane. Hold on, just like that. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Hold on. Sorry, my darling. Sorry. Yeah, so I'm live, guys. I'm live. Yeah, yeah. Actually, we should have listened to this song a little bit. So you are kept. They make sure that they keep you in the dark until they have fulfilled, like I said, until they fully initiated you to understand that you need to sleep with a snake, that you need to attend some certain secret gatherings that they have. We are going there, until you understand who is with them, so that you don't get shocked, like, oh, actually we initiated Muruti. Let me give you the background of the umbrella that he comes from. Some of you will be shocked, and I'm gonna say because it's like that. The pastor who he was serving under, it was PV Ndlebende, and he never wanted PV Ndlebende to touch me, and PV Ndlebende never wanted him to actually even marry me from the beginning. I know some of you are PV Ndlebende's friend and whatever, but this is my story. This is what I went through. This is what I experienced. So that is the man he served under. And PV Ndlebende was sleeping around, was doing, and I can tell you a lot about Ndlebende. We're gonna just go straight to what I've experienced. So he's coming from that background, and he vowed that he would not last, because he could tell from the spiritual umbrella that I was coming from that he is not gonna last in whatever he is, because he knew. And actually there's a lot of deep things that my ex told me about Ndlebende. He knows. I'm not shy about talking Ndlebende anyway, because he knows Ndlebende, what he even tried on me. Yeah. So anyway, moving forward. So, and then I used to have a pain on my back. So having the pain on my back, they made me feel like it's just a normal back pain, like just a normal back pain, like any other pain. Only to find that already I was living with a snake. Yes. And I thank God that Mudimu has a way of living proofs. Like what I'm saying to you, I'm gonna name a woman that knows after what happened when she came to England to visit her son in Ipswich. I gave her testimony that her presence has helped me. So I used to dream how I got delivered and how I got healed from the snake bit. Remember I said I was into prayer, and we are talking about the initiation, and I'm talking about the mandate that they want to carry, like to destroy your spiritual life as much as possible, so that they can initiate you fully and they can have full access on. Bazalwane, let me be honest with you, there's no Mamuruti who opt to stay with a cultist pastor just like that. No. I'm giving you a trace of what is happening, Bazalwane. And other Mamurutis that are with the cult pastors or fallen backslided pastors, they will say deep down it's true what I'm talking about. And I'm not even anyone want confirmation. I'm just talking about my story, and I've noticed that it happens to others. I'll tell you about my friend after this. So anyway, then I had that backache for years, and I used to dream pulling a snake. That was when deliverance was happening in my life, because the way prayer was helping me, I will kind of have voices saying to me, sleep. And those voices, by that time I was saying voices because I couldn't understand that it was God that time. And when I sleep, something like this daylight, that's when God will reveal to me certain things about him. And then that's when also God will reveal what I'm having inside. I will tell you what I have vomited in my dreams as a deliverance part of it. Some people, they see them live, and me, I pray that, Lord, I want to see this thing that is in me live. That was my prayer, and that is how I'm gonna go straight to what the Mamuruti who came to visit England has helped me for the deliverance to be complete. It took years. And then I will try to pull whatever. I feel like I vomit. I feel like I vomit in a dream. In most of my dream, I feel like I told you, in most of my dream, I will dream of snakes. Only to find that actually, they've already planted snakes through sex of my ex-husband, who was a pastor, who was no longer serving God, who was in cult. And then I will pull. By the time it has to come out, and when it comes out, when it's about to come out, in the spirit, I could see like, oh my God, what is this? So to cut the long story short, how the snake came out of me. This mama came to visit her son in Ipswich in England, Memory Khetla came visit, and he said, Wanaka, we grew up under Mama Khetla. Mama Khetla, she was married to a pastor, but the pastor died, the husband died. She carried on, she's still carrying on even now with the ministry. So my Mama Khetla, she's like mama, she's like my mother. You know, with our generation, any elder is our mother, any brother, sister, they are our sister. That's how we grew up. So you are rebuked, you do what you are doing to your mom, to the woman, so to anyone. So I was like that with her. And then she came to England and she said, hey, England, please, you come, and I have to come and visit you. Then she came. Remember, I'm in the prayer, in the mission, and I was forever worried about what is that in me? What is this thing? And now, let me tell you the shocking thing. From 2007, we never had intimacy. I was married 1999 with this guy. Got divorced 2013. Yeah? But from 2017 to 2013, we never had intimacy. That is another part whereby now I was like protecting this thing. I was used to protect this by prayer. And the love of prayer has helped me, Bazalwan. If it was not the love of prayer, fasting, it was just automatic, because I had no desire of food. I was skinny because I was not living happy in the so-called marriage at that time, only to find that I am in the mission. It is a calling, it is a ministry of that time. That is why I'm saying to every woman who is now married to or who is having a cultist pastor, it is a ministry, my woman of God. Stop crying. Stand up and pray and redeem the man of God that you used to know. If it needs be, run away for your life. It is not what you think. It is more dangerous than you think, because out of you will even give birth to kids that I'll go to the better part of the kids, how you will be shocked that this is so dangerous that you will even give birth to children that are not actually children, they are demons. That is why you wonder some of the kids after being born from the setup of cultists, they are so wild, and you wonder like, Marati wana muruti. I don't want to go deep. Let me go to my story. So Mama Khetla, I went to Ipswich driving. Get Mama Mari Khetla here. Bazalwane, let's chill. You will be shocked what came out of me. How many animals were harbored in my life. And believe you me, I was not like this, Bazalwane. I was so, people who knew me that time, they will tell you who you, and people who see me now, they are shocked for the hey, but different young. You know, I was like walking animal. And I will tell you why I say that, and why people, they were thinking, they say, I knew what they were seeing, but I couldn't say it. It's not me. It's Asen. Hey, Bazalwane, this is so dangerous. Ne? The you is deep. It's like you are caged within yourself. And what is presented is what they want to use you to accomplish that mandate as a kingdom of darkness through you. That is why when you see Abba Mamuruti are so supportive about the cultist pastors, you kind of, that's why they just want money, is because, no, Bazalwane, I am, that is why I will never entertain things that are involving cultists. Because I know how deep is this whole thing, and that is why we need to be careful, even us, to even get into the stories of these other people, unless you are called to do that. So Mama Mari Tejani, sorry, Mama Tejani is my auntie. Mama Mari Khetla came. I came with her. Negeriki sipa drinki bazalani. Let's chill. We're gonna take a long time. You're gonna take a long time. I'm just gonna give you this whole story and we move on with it. We pray based on knowing what other Mamurutis pastor ladies are going through with these cultist pastors or servants of God. Query. So I have to sip up something because I need stamina. So Bazalwane, I want to pick up Mama Khetla. When she came to the house, I was still in Boston, Lincoln by that time. So when I brought her in the house, it was so exciting. But guess who was not excited about it? He agreed. This is how these cult pastors are going through Libona. They are not happy, Bazalwane. You see what you want to see in the public, but inside in the house, they are not happy. They are not happy. And there's nothing that we can do about it, because some of them, they have sold their soul and there's nothing. And remember, the Bible says that some are called for destruction and it will happen, you know. So there's nothing that we can do about it. So Bazalwane, I'm gonna change again. I think we need to keep up with the man of God. I know. We need to go. Oh, guys, I messed up. Sorry, guys. Abakwe. Oh, we are back, Bazalwane. Yeah, so then Mama Mari Khetla came into the house. When she came, then we started to pray. Remember, I said, now we are this generation that our other elders are our parents. So whatever that they do, you do. When they say, not necessarily everything, but as a child of God, you know, like prayer, when they say, you know, but they don't necessarily even go with the routine of the couple when they are in your house. They just go, they just see you as kids. To them, you are still children. So, not to me. Mama Mari Khetla was sent specifically for that time now, the snake to come out. And I'm gonna tell you, I had a lot of animals. I'll go through with you what also I vomited. So in my dream, the first night, he was not happy about Mama Mari Khetla to be there, but he agreed that we go and collect her. I don't know what was happening with him. Like, what is wrong with this guy? But anyway, I happen to understand in my prayer closet when DS goes by that this guy is gone. He sold himself, you know. And how to get out, it was upon God in my life. To be honest, it was upon me to push within prayer. Mama Mari Khetla then offered, you know, when you first came from Ipswich, you don't do that in this house. So you can't tell me, hey, like, hey, more, you don't call family prayer. There's no family prayers anymore. Remember, this is what I'm babysitting spiritually. So I have to push, be the one initiating prayers. And to the point whereby now, it was literally, deliberately refused. Like, I know that I have to pray. You know, things like I'm the man of this house. You know, until slowly, the kingdom of darkness was separating that unity in prayer. So when she did that, I was like, hey, I hope he's not going to embarrass her. Because one of the things that they are doing that I went through, it was being embarrassed in a smart way, diplomatically way, in the public. That's where we go to other Barutis, how they step on the issues. Those that were with him in that cult thing. before it goes there, it starts here in the house. So I got the snake rarapela with Mama Marikhetla. When we were praying with Mama Marikhetla, it was like first when she came from Ipswich, rarapela re leboga Modimo, that we arrived home safely. We thank God. You know how old people will go on in that prayer. Okay, we were excited because we were ready for her, dished out for her, and then we continue with whatever. That first night, Bazalwan, first night this woman was in my house, that's when I vomited a snake. First night, I said when I went to sleep, because she was sharing. If Mama Rikhetla can have the chance, Lily Matipe, if it happens that you guys show Mama Rikhetla this life, she will remember what I said. After the following day, giving her testimony. When I went, after that night, we prayed and all that, and then I went to sleep. Because we were using the other room, my eldest son's room. So when I went there, in my heart, hey, Bazalwane, don't be little talking or worship God in your heart. And that is what is happening, Bazalwane. For them to kill your spiritual life, they know that they close your mouth. Because most of the time, when I try to speak in my dream, there will always be something choking me, and the voice will not come out. If maybe I dream of singing, I wouldn't even hear my voice. I will end up concentrating on trying to unblock my airway. Either I can't breathe or my throat, the voice cannot come out. That is what I was going. They die in silence. The spiritual life of Abo Mamuruti or pastor ladies that are with cultist pastors. Their voice, they make sure they take away their voice in the spiritual point of view first, before you see them not saying anything in the public like we wish. Bazalwane has been dealt with in the spirit in the house first. So before we try to put blames to Abu Mamuruti that they are not saying anything, they are just there for money. Hey, it has been started in the house, guys. Their voice has been silenced. That was what I was going through. My voice was I've never even had a voice to stand up in the pulpit or given the chance by him to be mentored or to be ushered to my ministry in that marriage as a Mamuruti. That is why I firstly started by saying I never felt it. Because they were dealing with you, who you are. Because remember, Mena, I was married to the person who already knew what they wanted in my life.